Hey, what's up guys? It is Tacos here, and this is some footage of me playing the Nioh Alpha Demo. It was released for a certain window of time, can't remember exactly, but it might be over with now, it might be a few days left, so you can still grab it if you want to try it. This is the first boss that you're seeing. Oh my god, that was nasty. Excuse me. This is the first boss that you see, and if you beat this boss you get some free DLC called Mark of the Conqueror for whenever the game is released. And I really like this game. I would recommend it to people who play Dark Souls to get. But this is a big but. You can't play this like Dark Souls. From my experience, you can't play this from Dark Souls. I'm sure other people have different experiences, which they have. And they all, while I have my own views, they have theirs. I'm going to say that this is all opinions. I'm not saying these are facts, these are not true. I'm not saying that this should happen, this shouldn't happen. These are my opinions. Now, I've seen people complain about a number of things, but the thing I'm going to cover is going to be the stamina, like the whole usage of it and stuff, the damage, mainly the damage you receive. I'll talk about the weapons and armor, like that whole system of the whole loot system, I guess you could call it, and then the durability of said loot. So we'll start off with the durability. People haven't, I guess, had as much luck as me in getting the items that repair your weapons and armor. And I believe those are the white stone and stone glue or wood glue, something like that. And throughout my playing of this, I either was maxed out, which is I think 9 for both of those items, or I've just been getting better weapons, so I didn't really need to repair the other ones. Now, what I think that people have been having problems with this because maybe the RNG for getting these items aren't as good, or maybe I've just been finding spots where they're for sure going to drop. And I think if the majority of people are complaining about the durability, maybe you can like up the item durability itself, but keep the repair items like the white stone and wood glue or whatever, keep those dropping at the same rate, because I don't think you should be able to play, not really play, be able to repair your items like every time you need to. So like that kind of forces you to broaden your weapon pool, you know, increase your usage of spears, of axes, different types of swords, so on. The same goes with armor. I mean, I think this game doesn't expect you to wear the same type of armor throughout the entire game, which is good. That's really good, because that says that, hey, you shouldn't wear the same armor all the time, because maybe there's something your armor doesn't give you protections for, that something later on in the game might do a lot of. You know, maybe lightning damage. Maybe you should get some armor with some lightning damage reduction on it or something. You know, just saying. So now on to the armor, the drop system, the loot system. That one I'm okay with. I do want to say, actually, the back of my mind with that, I am okay with the durability right now, but since quite a few people have been having complaints about it, I say just maybe up the weapon and armor durability a smidge, but keep the drop rate for the repair items the same. And yeah, back to the armor and weapons. The drop system has been, I've seen said that it's like Diablo. I've never played Diablo, but I know of it. I know how the drop system works. It's like you can have one set of armor with random stats on it. Like one armor that I thought that was visually appealing in this game was the Youngblood armor. That might have been what William was wearing in the splash screen, but I'm not sure. Anyway, the Youngblood armor I've found 3 times. I never really farmed for armor. So, the stats on each 3 of these were different. One of them gave me a bonus to my ki, which is stamina. I'll be using those interchangeably. Gave me like plus 5 ki, plus 10 ki, something like that. Basically just giving me some more ki, some more stamina, get some more attacks in. Another one gave me more life. And the third one I don't think gave me either of those, but it increased the damage and reduced the ki I used in a stance, like mid, low, or high stance. And you know, I think that's really cool. That helps you get what you really want out of your armor and weapons. Like, say you get a badass spear, but you don't really like attacking in mid stance. You prefer low and high stance, which is understandable. But you're probably gonna want a weapon that's like with stats that are like, hey, you use me in low stance, you get plus 10% damage. That's like pretty high. I think the highest I think I've seen was like 5%, something like that, maybe. You get 5% bonus damage if you use me in low stance, and if you use me in high stance, you get a 5% ki reduction. So, in low stance, you'll be doing more damage. In high stance, you'll be using less ki. I mean, that's pretty dope. The reason why people don't like it, I think, is because there's so much micromanagement. But there's other things you can do with those items in the game, which are equally helpful. Now that we talked about those 2, let's talk about some damage, some blamage, some ass blasting slammage. People complain about this because they were taking too much damage. I'm over here, I'm like, well, did you block? Did you try to parry him? Did you dodge him? No? Well, there's a problem. And they're like, but I had on armor. Like, well, what kind of armor did you have? They're like, it was in the beginning of the game and all I had was cloth armor. I'm like, again, there's your problem. You're wearing cloth. That's not going to protect you from shit. I mean, think about it. In the setting of this game, it's more so of like a 16th century to 18th century feudal Japan. The samurais and stuff, they're using like steel weapons, maybe some iron. Like expecting cloth to give you a lot of protection from a steel weapon. It's kind of silly, don't you think? And I mean, this issue is really just solved by going through the game. Yeah, in the beginning you're gonna have to dodge more, and you might not be good at dodging, but if you play and actually practice doing these things, you're gonna get better. And like I was saying, the more you go through the game, you'll get better armor. Like you see that I'm wearing right now, that's some pretty dope armor. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe I think it was Veteran's armor actually. Got it from an NPC. And like I don't really see why you're complaining about the damage. Like it's going to solve itself later on. Like, here I am now, just going head to head with a yokai, or a evil spirit, if you want to call it that. And I'm perfectly fine taking like a hit or 2 because I'm wearing better armor. Like, I'm able to take a few more hits than I was later on. Of course, you level up to get more health, and that helps too. But yeah, I don't really see why you're complaining that much about damage. I do want to say though that my experience is probably going to be different than yours, so maybe you just play differently than I do, so you're getting hit more or something. Like right there, I just got fucked because I got hit with an arrow and I took falling damage. Or a bomb or some shit. Alright. we're off damage now. Off damage. We're done with that. We're gonna finish up here with stamina. And the problem with stamina is that people were saying that they don't like how when you use up all your stamina, you go into this animation where you have to catch your breath. I'm okay with that because it makes sense. Again, the whole setting of the game, going back to this, yes, is in Japan, the historical Japan, 16th century to 18th century, whatever. And if you're a samurai, which I believe the character you're playing, William, is based loosely, read this, it's loosely based off of the first Westerner to go to Japan and become the first Western samurai. And when you're a samurai, you're not going to want to go in hacking and slashing like Dark Souls. It's not fancy. It has more realism to it. So if you use up all of your stamina, you're gonna have to capture breath, and that's gonna leave you open. I mean, again, it just makes sense. This isn't like a fantasy game. Because, I mean, I guess you could say it is a fantasy game, but no, not talking about that. We're talking about stamina right now. That's what we're talking about, fucking stamina. Alright. And people don't really like how you run out of stamina so quickly, but my rebuttal, whatever you want to call it, my side of it is that you can regen stamina. All you have to do is whenever you use up your stamina, it's left with a red bar. Then a white bar comes back to fill it up rather quickly. You let that fill up, and then you just change stances or push R1, and then bam, you have your stamina back. You just need to, I guess, master that, and then you'll be good to go. Well, that's really all the time I have for this, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can leave your own opinions or your comments or side of the story in the comments, and I'll try to get to you guys about that. I'll get back to you, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next one.